In time, I sought out truth, clarity, finality in vain. 'Tis died my search for the secrets of life's bane. As I reach home in a saddened stumble and stog, I notice a figure upon the street's fog, a creature once dead but hungers for more, taken from the living forevermore, full of dreams and thoughts that lived before, once a friendly neighbor but never more. As it peers upon my frightened vessel full of misplaced envy and hunger, I seek salvation from my soon-to-be forever slumber. 'Tis the clock chime that ticks during the hour of my damnation, for soon I will join his eternal frustration. In our unyielding conquest for the feelings of before, quoth the raven, nevermore. Hey guys, it's Zombrine, and welcome back to a pretty scary video, where today I can finally introduce patch 2 of Zombrine's Blender Rig Pack. I hope y'all can excuse the costume. I'm dressed as my twin brother. The past 3 months have been very interesting, especially with me trying to survive as hard as I can in a skulk environment. Now, if it wasn't obvious from my opening poem, there is a theme set for the first update to the rig pack, and perfectly timed for October nonetheless. I dubbed the Patch of the Living Dead. Most of the rigs in store are scary creatures like zombies and whatnot, so let's not waste any time and get into the update. But first, I need to add something new. When looking at my folders within the pack, you will notice that there's a missing category. Education? Nope. Rana? Nah. Google? Mabo? No thanks, the Minceraftians are enough for me. You know what? I'm just gonna show you. I am pleased to announce that the new category being added is none other than Story Mode. Yes, that's right. The mobs from the fabled Minecraft Story Mode are making their way into Zombrine's Rig Pack, because all the other folders were just not enough. But yeah, it's happening. Let's check out the MISC folder and see what's inside. Zombie. The standard for Minecraft's undead forces and my mental spirit animal. It has a basic rig setup with IK legs, eyelids, and bendy arms. This rig will be the standard for many others like it. Drowned. The water zombies of Minecraft that come with their other 2 variations that hail straight from Minecraft dungeons. It works just like the normal zombie, but comes with an extra overlay and glowing emissive details. Husk. The desert version of the zombie that afflicts hunger whenever it hurts you. Not much special about this one. It's pretty much a reskin, but I guess this will save plenty of time if that's any issue. Snow Golem. The simple product of making a snowman not knowing you hold the magic of creation in the palm of your hands. This rig comes with a pumpkin head which can be removed, a 3-segment body, and bendy stick arms. The Warden. The lumbering skulk creature that comes out when its lair is disturbed. Very hard to kill and very hard to survive. When selecting the antlers, you can access the Warden's materials, and through many unwilling Warden encounters, some of which were intentionally inflicted upon me, I've learned that the Warden has 3 glowing parts on its body. The body itself, the beating heart of souls, and the skulk antlers on its head, which can be separately toggled by accessing the materials and dragging the mix shader node. It has IK for its arms and feet, which can be toggled the same way, as well as a ribcage that can open wide. And they say Minecraft is a kid's game. You can literally find this thing in your world right now if you wanted to, which again begs the question of why you would even want to in the first place. Now that all the vanilla Minecraft mobs in this patch have been looked at, We can now move on to the next category, Earth. Melon Golem. A snow golem that was made with a melon instead of a pumpkin, and shoots out melon seeds as a projectile, and that's literally it. It's just a melon head. Let's move on. Lobber Zombie. This zombie is not to be underestimated, as it can throw chunks of rotten flesh at its enemies, causing them to fall off any pillars that they made for safety. Though built like a normal zombie, this one in particular has a bulkier left arm. So hey, I guess the lobber is left-handed. Bouldering Zombie. Another anti-pillar zombie, and much like a spider, will use its big bulky arms to climb any surface to reach you. This zombie variant has bigger arms than the rest, but basically functions the same. Now let's go and take a trip into the dungeons. Jungle Zombie. Discovered in jungles, these vine-bound zombies can inflict a poisonous touch, which can really slow down your journey. Works like a normal zombie, but with a layer of leaves and vines covering the monster. Oh yeah, it also wears sandals. Isn't that cool? Frozen Zombie. Found in the dark and barren lands of the frozen fjord? I don't care. Waiting ever so stiff and frozen, this zombie hurls snowballs at the hero, causing their movements to slow. And much like the jungle zombie, is a reskin of the normal zombie, but with a included overlay. Wraith. A vengeful soul whose fire burns cold, can blink out of existence and howl into the deepest nights, roaming the ghoulish graveyards. It has no legs, and no need for them it seems, sporting a robe that kinda keeps together. You don't have to turn the thing if you don't want to. Mojang style does still exist after all. Tower Wraiths, blue and green? With their souls tied to the tower under assignment of the Tower Keepers, roams the blue and definitely not pink Wraiths. They basically function the same as the normal Wraith, but have this hood on the back of their heads and a cape with 3 joints. I don't know why they call the pink one green. I know there was a green one that got cut out of the game, but I wasn't exactly able to find the textures in the files. The Drowned Necromancer. The undersea version of the Necromancer mob found on the surface. This drowned zombie comes with its own crown, a 3-jointed cape, and its Necromancer's trident, which it can use to summon a flurry of electrical attacks to attack the player. Now let's take a dive into our newest category, Story Mode. Magma Golem. Used mainly for the admin's playtime with his best friends, these golems, though vulnerable to water, can be devastating to fight. It's basically an Iron Golem reskin, but with many glowing magma bits to give it the look of fire. Prison Golem. Big Henry here makes sure that the guests of the Sunshine Institute stay well behaved and ready for their never-ending journey to betterment. Per the admin's orders, it's another Iron Golem reskin with a bunch of emissive bits to replicate its in-game appearance. Wonderland Romeo. Don't worry, he won't try to force you to be his friend. He's about as harmless as you allow him to be. They're essentially snow golem rigs without the pumpkins, which is swapped out for a top hat. However, Romeo comes with eyebrows, because God knows I cannot do a mouth yet. Just be sure to be a better friend than he was. He's a bit of a narc. Prismarine Foe. Where there are the outer guardians of the Sea Temple, there await the guardians within to protect the deepest treasures from looters and thieves. It comes with a prismarine axe, then can be turned on or off in the Properties tab, and it has a basic rig setup for its body. Prison Zombie. At the end of it all, no one leaves the Sunshine Institute, not even the dead. It's a standard zombie reskin but with red glowing eyes, replicating its in-game appearance. Icy Golems. Level 2 of the admin's archery challenge is no longer held behind any gallery, as he sicks these monsters on you. They're very reminiscent of the mutant snow golem in my opinion. It's basically an iron golem reskin for both small and large variants with pumpkin heads. Only the large one has a very interesting surprise underneath. Now onto the modded folder, which should have some pretty interesting... The Cave Dweller. Yep, the recently famous and infamous Cave Dweller mob created by Gargan has made its way into the rig pack, sporting its lanky body and glowing teeth, which can be changed by dragging the Mix Shader node in the materials settings, as well as basic IK for the legs. The Mutant Creeper. The Mutant Creeper, as mentioned last time, was an unfinished mob that I gave a coat of polish to, now seemingly ready for action and destruction as you see fit. Its spider-like body can be mostly controlled by moving the pelvis bone around, paired with IK for the legs. Now we will be looking... What are you doing here?
Your gave me a virus.
Since when did you use Blender?
I have a virus!
But I made everything from scratch. There's no way it was the rig pack.
It couldn't be anything else. It was the same bugs you kept showing me pictures of.
What are you talking about? I'm gonna figure this out for myself and see what the problem is. Alright, let's see. Anomaly report, located directory, Scape and... Oh no. Oh no. Guys, I'll be right back. Oh god, no. The other half of my rigs are still being processed. I need to check up on them. Oh god. Yeah, no, this is bad. We have parasites in the rig pack. The Ruptor. This spider-like parasite is the start of the infection. Much like the Flood from Halo, These things can assimilate any creature in 1.12. Even monsters aren't even safe from these things. It has 4 legs with IK on each, 5 tendrils, and 3 head flaps. It is also because of these things that I had to learn a neat rig condensing technique that I will apply to all rigs in the next patch update. The assimilated human. When zombies get infected, more so than they already are, they become assimilated humans. Pretty fast, immune to daylight, and have a chance of exploding upon death. How gruesome. This rig is a slight alteration to the basic zombie rig, with 3 jointed arms, finger tendrils, and a jawbone. The eyes are not posable because it's dead. Moving on. The assimilated adventurer. This thing is you. Well, it could be you, if you're not careful. When players are killed by parasitic or assimilated humans, this creepy thing takes your name and your place. The rig starts off intact, but when accessing the pose library, you can set the posing to the game's idle pose. Its head is controlled with IK, as well as its legs, and has 2 tendrils sticking out of the pelvic area. This thing can essentially be ripped apart like a piñata. The small incomplete form. This lump of living flesh is the first stage of an interrupted combination of parts and blood. It has many tendrils on its body, and a weird tail thing, as well as a flytrap jaw. Just don't stick your finger in its mouth. You'll end up becoming part of it. The medium incomplete form. This even bigger lump of flesh is likely the result of you not listening to me and sticking your finger in the other rig's mouth when I specifically warned you. But I digress. This thing has a spinal segment at the top of it, giant jaws that can open and close, tendrils, and a creepy tongue. So I don't want to see a larger one of these things, so please, for the love of everything that is good, don't stick your finger in its mouth. I mean it. And just like that, bam. Patched, revised, and contained. The parasites are now technically harmless. I'm just glad that, none of the other rigs got hurt. I mean, they're still good to go. As for you, just get rid of Blender. It's not your thing. The Copper Golem. Last but not least, the Copper Golem rig in the Outvoted folder has received a slight polish. Its arms can now bend, and now comes with IK for its arms and legs, along with a more pixel-accurate squashed head, because, the sprite is literally all we have to go off of. Also coming with a variant, the Copy variant, which retains a slightly bigger head. Don't ask, but I kinda prefer it, and hey, maybe you do too. Unfinished rigs include the Wretched Wraith, the Ancient Guardian, and the Great Hunger 2.0. The Legends folder does not have any additional content to accompany the update, but you can be sure that we won't see the last of that anytime soon. Now, as per this video's release around Minecraft Live 2023, there are probably going to be some new outvoted mobs to check out and make rigs for in the future. I might just do a poll of specific contenders for the rig pack as time goes, so be sure to stick around and subscribe. Until then, thanks for watching, and have a happy Halloween, guys. See ya.
Sperv. I'm coming to get you.